Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 8, entitled as Akshara Brahma Yoga. Sloka 17 through 19. Sahasra-yuga-paryantam ahor-brahmaṇo viduḥ rātriṁ yuga-sahasrāntāṁ te ho-rātra-vido janāḥ avyaktād vyaktayaḥ sarvāḥ prabhavanty ahar-āgame rātry-āgame pralīyante tatraivāvyakta-saṁjñake bhūta-grāmaḥ evāyaṁ bhūtvā pralīyate rātry-āgame vasah partha ahar-āgame. Yesterday we went through the introduction for these three slokas and the translation for these three slokas. Today we will see the meaning, deeper meaning, and understand what Krishna has to say here. Just to recollect the connection from the previous slokas is that since Krishna said, including Brahmaloka, everything will be finished. So the question comes, if something is finished, that means they are influenced by the time factor. So the question is Brahmaloka also falls under such time factor? Is there a time when it gets destroyed, when it gets created? And that is what is being addressed in these set of slokas. Vedanta Desika, in his Tatparya Chandrika, he brings up a sloka from Mahabharata, Udyoga Parva. Kala Chakram Jagat Chakram Yuga Chakram cha Keshavaha Atma Yohena Bhagavan Parivartayate Anisham Kalasya cha hi mrityuscha Jangamastāvarasya cha Ishhate Bhagavanekah Satyameva Bravimite. There it is said, this chakra, Kala Chakra, chakra means wheels, the wheel of time, Jagat Chakra, this Jagat, this entire universe, and the Yuga, different Yugas that we have. All these different things are completely controlled by Keshava. He is the only one absolute truth which makes everything happen. The reason for quoting this verse is to know that this includes Brahma, who is well known as creator. He also falls under this category where Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is the absolute cause. He is the one who even creates Brahma and other devatas. Now coming to the point of pralaya. Pralaya means destruction. There are different types of pralaya. Nitya pralaya, Naimitika pralaya, Prakrita pralaya. And also the last one called Atyantika pralaya. Nitya pralaya means that which happens to the individual. That is nothing but death that we see regularly in the world. A person dying. That is called Nitya Pralaya. This happens very often. Naimitika Pralaya. Naimitika Pralaya meaning that the three lokas, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swargaloka, these three planets besides other planets they get dissolved, destroyed, and they get destroyed at the end of daytime of Brahma. And in the morning, the next day, Brahma again recreates these 3 planets. When this happens, the people who live in Maharaloka, the Loka above the Swargaloka, they all immediately migrate to the other planet above them. This pralaya is called naimittika because of a cause. The cause is end of daytime of Brahma and starting of night. Therefore it's called naimittika pralaya. At this time, these 3 lokas get destroyed. The next is called prakrita pralaya. This is when, including Brahma, they are all dissolved or destroyed. Everyone is finished. Entire the Prakriti goes to its previous stage. Avyaktam akshare liyate, aksharam tamasi liyate, thamapare deve yeki bhavati. As it is said, it all reverse program. Wherever it came from, it just goes back to the previous state. And this is called prakrita pralaya. What we've seen, nitya pralaya, that is the death that happens in the world to the individuals. Naimittika pralaya, the destruction of 3 planetary systems at the end of daytime of Brahma. Prakrita pralaya, when the entire Prakriti goes back destroyed. That is called prakrita pralaya. That is, the earth goes to its origin water, water goes back to fire, fire goes back to air, air goes back to ether, and finally in this sequence, everything goes back into the Supreme Lord. And this is called layam, going to their original state, the previous state. So, one might ask a question. Well, we can understand that the earth goes to water, water goes to fire, fire goes to air, air goes to ether. Ether means space. When the space also goes back to the Lord, what exists in the place where the space was present before? Let me make the question clear. I have a computer in front of me. When I remove the computer, the space still exists. And if the space is taken away, what exists there where the space was present? Something should be there. The answer is everything is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Nothing exists without the Supreme Lord. It's all Krishna's energy. Therefore, before they go into their original state, they were in manifested state. After that, everything is in unmanifested state. In other words, the Lord is pervaded all over. There's no place that He does not exist. Now let's see what Atyantika Pralaya means. Nitya Pralaya, everyone dies. When they take birth, they die and take birth again. Naimittika Pralaya, when that happens at the end of Brahma's daytime. Prakrita Pralaya, when the entire Prakriti comes to the stage of destruction. Every universes. Now, Atyantika Pralaya is something which is again individual based. That is nothing but a person completes all his karmas and then return back to the Supreme Abode. That is also called Pralaya because he is leaving this place and going to the place where he doesn't have to return back again. Out of these 4 types of pralaya, 3 pralayas one has to return back. That is Nitya Pralaya, Naimitika Pralaya and Prakrita Pralaya. One have to take birth again. But with Atyantika Pralaya, one does not have to take birth again. It doesn't return back again. In these 4 pralayas, 2 affects individually and 2 affects globally. The 2 pralaya that affects individually is Nitya Pralaya, that is, a person dies. That's an individual person who dies. Likewise, Atyantika Pralaya, an individual person attains God, get liberated. So Nitya Pralaya and Atyantika Pralaya are the one which affects individuals, whereas Naimitika Pralaya and Prakrita Pralaya are global, not for one person, it affects globally. And the third point is Nitya Pralaya, Naimitika Pralaya, Prakrita Pralaya continues to affect the living entity as long as they have their karma. When the karmas are finished, one gets Atyantika Pralaya, meaning get liberated from repeated birth and death. In our next session, we will learn about Brahma's lifespan. Sahasra-yuga-paryantam ahar-āgame viduḥ rātriṁ yuga-sahasrāntāṁ te ho-rātra-vido janāḥ avyaktād vyaktayaḥ sarvāḥ prabhavanty ahar-āgame rātry-āgame pralīyante tatraivāvyakta-saṁjñake bhūta-grāmaḥ evāyaṁ bhūtvā pralīyate rātry-āgame vasah partha prabhavanty ahar-āgame. Namaste. Hare Krishna.